What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? How's everybody doing today? Welcome, 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 welcome to Furious Sunday. Can you hear me okay? Is my mic on? Hello.
We can hear you.
Awesome. Oh, I can hear my echo. Let me turn that
Let me start my video.
on.
Hook up the
Awesome.
video.
Great, great, great. Sem number 3. That's weird. Why does it say Sem 3?
Maybe
Hey,
the third.
Johnny, what up? Where are you guys all from? I forgot to ask. Any Europeans not sleeping right now here to catch the Nuggets? Um, Ireland. What's up, McGregor? Peru. Brandon. Oh, sorry, Ryan. Yeah, I'll get you.
All good. All good, brother.
Uh, where? I always
Canada.
under panelists allow with video. It should be good.
Okay.
Canada. Hey, when are you guys opening your borders? I want to go there, like Vancouver in June. Got to open up. I know, I know. It sucks. I want to go.
They're not-
I'm not
It's
afraid
just
of COVID. Look at me. I can throw an axe. Uh,
they especially don't allow Texans. No.
yeah. Okay. Uh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. You keep them safe. Yeah, I don't. Hey, I had I had a very, very Russian past, so I had so much alcohol in my blood that COVID doesn't like me. All right, all right, all right. I'm just kidding. All right. So welcome everyone who's here the first time. I saw you guys on the first time, so I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Let me just give you a quick intro. My name is Yuri the Fury, and this is Brian the Viking over there. We're the owners of Furious Snipers LLC. Everything you see here, obviously, is just our opinion. Okay, wait a second. Somebody wants the link, I think. Here you go. Yeah. And so, we're not financial advisors or licensed to be. So, you're responsible for your own trading and stuff. How was your guys' week? I hope everyone's was fun, filled with abundance. If not, you're in the right place. Okay, so usually the way I do my streams is we usually just say a few words, mindset wise, always different. Uh, put the put the mic down. Huh? I don't even know how to do that. Here, is that better? Uh, yeah, I don't know where I need to go to settings and stuff. I don't. All right, cool. I'm pretty loud. Plus, I lost my voice yesterday, and so sometimes it gets way too loud. And let me know if it happens again. Then I'll just have Ryan talk and I'll take notes.
Here we go.
All right. So, first few things. I just saw Sam's message and I am excited as hell. I sure hope that my wife will let me join that because we were planning to go somewhere Saturday. But Ruben Villahermosa is going to be on the call on Saturday, going into in-depth Wyckoff. And that is crazy, amazing opportunity to learn from the source. So 2 p.m. Eastern time, I believe, on Saturday. So I'm planning to be there for sure. This is the man, the myth, the legend. Um, that's first announcement. Second announcement, for those who don't know, myself and Mike Azevedo are partnering up to do a boot camp, a 4-hour boot camp, on March 20th at 3 p.m. EST. It is going to be recorded. The files are going to be, supported files are going to be sent out. And that, yeah. So if you have any questions on that, or you need the link to join that webinar. It is paid webinar. You can reach out to Mike or myself. And Ryan graciously put our tags over there on Instagram, so just reach out. Also, we got the divergence indicator working and killing. So if you want to join that as well, contact me. And finally, if you want to join our squad later on, if you like the style that we present everything in, or just want to ask questions or to have one-on-one mentorships and stuff, again, reach out to myself or Ryan or Furious Snipers LLC, and we'll help you out. Okay, having said that, as far as mindset, I just wanted to say, because of a few things that happened last week, I just want to say, guys, when you are getting results or starting to get better in your journey, take care of your family. And I don't mean your family, your blood family. That's what money is for. Take care of them. But I'm talking about like your trading family. Don't just flex muscles, because I can flex muscles with the rest of them. Trust me, physically and figuratively. If you just show off, look at me, look at all these trades I've made, and you don't put a chart analysis, and someone is looking up to you as a mentor, especially if they're looking up to you, and all you do is just showboat all your amazing entries and stuff. What good of a mentor you are? You're just a show off, is what it is. And I got to get better at certain things myself. I have my own squad, and then if I show something in Mike's group, and I don't always have time, but I always try to answer questions and always try to put a chart analysis with the trade, so that people understand that if they miss that trade, they had an opportunity, or maybe next time they'll learn something and they won't miss it. And there's plenty of bread to go in the top 1%. Trust me, grass is greener on the side. And there's plenty of abundance for everyone. There's no fucking reason to just hoard the money. The hell are you gonna do with it? Be a president? So yeah, so having said all that, you have any questions about that or anything else that I said before we dive into charts? Put all the questions inside the Q&A, so they don't get mixed up with the chat, and it's easier to see, because for the chat I need to like switch screens and stuff. Ryan will try to answer all the questions. No, I don't trade Forex full time. There's no need for it. I have other things. I'm a programmer by trade, although I do want to get out of it. But I don't need to trade for what you'll see about. You'll probably answer questions better. But I don't, I only need to trade a couple of hours a day to get the trades that I need. Yeah, like if you trade full time, by that you mean 8 hours a day every day, 40 hours a week. That is fun and dandy, but you're just traded a job for a more paying job. I am more obsessed with amazing, insane entries where I can, like GU on Thursday. Yes, absolutely. Like, look, just put things into perspective. The GU trade, if you were able to get in the GU trade on Thursday, dropped over 260 pips in one day. If your risk to reward is what it is now for me right now, 1 to 60, just that one trade should be enough. If you put your whole 1% risk, that should be 26% of your account on one single trade in one day. If you trade 1 or 2 FTMO accounts, that's 26, 52 grand in one day. I think you're okay trading full time. Yeah. Yes, it is possible. I'm not going to say it's easy, because it's not. Once you get it and you relax about trying. So I believe it's everyone's life journey is different, but I believe I believe that the moment you stop seeking, right? The moment you stop seeking something, it will come to you. If and as long as in your head you understand. So I always say become an analyst before you become a trader. When you relax and you don't worry about money, you just try to figure out what the hell they're doing, right? What the hell are smart money, the big banks, what are they trying to do? What are they after? What money they're after? What's the structure doing, right? What's the institutional order flow, which is today's topics? What is that? What's going on right now? From the top down analysis. If you figure that out, once you figure it out, you just execute your entries. You're not worried about losing or winning. Worst case scenario, you lose your 0.25 or 1% or 1%, whatever you risk, right? And best case scenario, you go into the best case scenario, you're gonna double your account in one trade. Like, so I don't worry about to me, it's like I want to know the truth. So I would rather spend an evening analyzing it, figuring out on the pairs that I trade or whatever to look for a setup. And then I just have my setup and wait with the trigger finger here. That's it. Right. So the moment, I tell you what, I was looking for a girl to marry for 11 years. The moment I stopped, I found her within 2 weeks. And now she's my wife almost 5 years. So it's the same thing in the markets. The moment you stop stressing, holy crap, I need to pass that FTMO. Holy crap, I need to make money or I won't be able to pay my rent. The moment you have that stress out of your head and just enjoy the game, if you will, the moment it will come to you. Like, and of course it's gonna take back testing and practice, but it will come to you. Absolutely. Yeah. It's not gonna be easy. You're gonna have falls. You just need to understand it's part of the game. It is part of the game. All right, so let's look at some trades that were available on last week that I personally clapped and or my team clapped. So the first one is Euro USD. You can see clearly, I marked it up the way I thought, right? So here was um, the Wyckoff distribution, okay, schematic B. There's no shakeout, but you can see, again, for those of you who are new to Wyckoff, for me, the biggest thing is doing two things. Number one, figuring out the range, which is established by your automatic rally and secondary test. And second, figuring out, are we playing with the highs or are we playing with the lows, right? So if we're playing with the highs, we're playing with the highs to drop the market down. If we're playing with the lows, it's the other way around. And to me, we were playing with the highs, I believe. So take a look, right? As the highs are going higher, right? We're making higher highs here. The RSI here going lower, right? Signifying that this is a distribution, not reaccumulation, at least at this point. Okay. Structure-wise, we're bullish, right? We're bullish. I'm gonna answer all that stuff a little later, Mr. Wyckoff Learner. I'm gonna go into the stream now. Okay. Those type of questions. Anyway, so yeah, so as we can see that it's going up and the RSI was going down, and then here was the major sign of weakness, right? And then essentially that's what distribution does. There was no clear re-entry because usually after you break the range, like this was to me a trap because this is too early for me. You can't break the range this early. So when range is broken too early, I usually expect reaccumulation by complex pullback, then grab, then creek of some kind and go up. So I wasn't looking to get in here. But then But then because I got into GU, I obviously thought that EU is also going to be distributing. I personally did not enter this. We do have a guy who killed this. I think Nate Garcia did, Ryan.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got in over here on LPSY and stuff. So I had marked it off, marked it out later. But for me, it would have been nice if we broke the range and then came back for a retest somewhere in here. And that would be in, but we never got that. We just came down. Having said that, on a Friday, I did get in. It wasn't nearly as crazy of a drop, but I still got my win. Still got my 1 to 10, still was freaking awesome. How do you get a 1 to 10 when the market doesn't move that much? Easy, by making your stop loss very tiny. So for those of you who's been on my stream, you know what I say about an order block. So somebody who's been on my stream before, not from my team, if you can put in the chat what an order block is, what's a true order block is, go ahead. I'll wait. Ryan will sing Jeopardy music.
Yeah. There we go.
I'm just kidding. Nope. Negative. That is incorrect, Alan. You obviously have not been. Yeah, institutional candle. What is the true institutional candle Wyckoff? I'm still waiting for that. What is a true order block? If you learned from Trade House or ICT, you would think it's the candle like this up before going down. That is incorrect. And I will prove it. Nope, nope, nope. Come on, somebody. Somebody, please. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Somebody from my team. Maybe. There's someone on the stream. Okay. There you go, Mr. Kunlun Roost. Yay. All right, gotcha. My guys know. All right. It is, for those of you who don't know, please write this down. This is why you're here. The true order block is the last candle, no matter the color, doesn't have to be opposite direction. It's the last candle that gets engulfed with imbalance. So in this case, that candle is already marked out, is this white candle over here. So this white candle over here gets engulfed with this black candle, right? And between this black candle and the wick of this white candle, there's a tiny imbalance in this black candle. Now, somebody I can hear, well, it's the same thing as a, it's an up candle before down move. Right. It's not. What about, and it's not, we'll see other examples. I'll show you why it's not. Because it could be the same color. And also, if you learn from anyone, for most people, they say, well, it's 3 consecutive candles. That's going to be 1 institutional candle. Wrong. There's no true order block. Yes, if there's no balance, it's not going to work. It's got to be in the engulfing candle. For the imbalance has to be in the engulfing candle. So, and I have, I mean, it's everywhere. I have 100 million examples. It's everywhere in the market. For instance, look at this. You see this wick? You see this wick here? Watch. This black candle gets engulfed by this black candle, and there's imbalance in this black candle. So if you mark out this tiny little candle, where did this wick come to? Mind blown. Holy crap. And you were probably doing something like this. Oh, it's the up move. I'm gonna put stop loss over here. Now, this is me. I'm gonna put literally 2 pip stop loss, and I'm gonna go for 50 pips. That's 1 to 25. Done. So anyway, where was I? All right. So yeah. So of course, this was me just putting a pending here. And it was like 5 pips, I think. Stop loss here. I hit here, was 1 pip in drawdown, came down, took profit earlier because it's Friday. So, and I was at, I put, well, we're about to see what I did, but I had 6 orders on NASDAQ that gave me 10% by itself. So I was not greedy. I don't need this shit. But that the trade was there, very easy. You know, you can do whatever you want to determine this trade, even if you are not as precise. You can see this is the low that got broken, right? It got broken. This right here is what Mike Azevedo likes to refer as slingshot candle, right? Is this order block here, this institutional candle is what led to break of this structure. Then we formed the equal highs, took it, came to that candle and dropped. So whatever, more than one way to skin the cat. Now, while we're on this pair, let me just give you what I think is going to happen. Some sauce of what I think is going to happen with EU right now. We're still very bearish on the 5-minute, obviously, but where are we going? What's going on? Again, trying to figure out what's going on, right? So a lot of people, I'm gonna erase or hide everything. A lot of people think this, and they might be right. I don't know. I don't know. I don't control the markets. It could happen. But a lot of people, they try to buy it, right, in this down candle before up move, right? And that could possibly happen. I don't think that's it though. Because if we go to 1 hour, what did we come here to? We came and created more liquidity at equal lows. So did we mitigate on something? No. We just simply came to supply demand zone. And now we're still following structure and stepping it down. We just had redistribution, so perhaps refilling this imbalance into this candle. Obviously, we'll need to go down to see the entry for a sell to move the market down. Why? Well, if you look here, we have a target, right? We have these semi-equal lows. We have a target. And if this line, this black line I have is where retail thinks of support and resistance or supply and demand sits, guess what? If I just bought out of here and celebrating my early victory, where does my stop loss go? Below here. All right. You don't believe me? Let's look at daily. Let's look at daily. All right, let's look what happened in this leg here, right? If you understand structure, you know, like Mike always says, also, you go by legs, right? So the leg from here to here was your up leg, then your down leg. Actually, your up leg, down leg, next up leg, right? So let's see what happened in the leg here. If you can see what happened was we moved up, 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 created this distribution, then it failed, right? So here's your UTAD, here's your test. Then we went down, broke the range, came back, created equal highs. In between, before we created this, right? Before we created equal highs, we came down, broke these lows, made some more equal highs, and then what we did, we came down and we took the middle part, mitigating out of something here, and then wicked even lower a little bit to come up, right? So let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens now. We came up just like that. We broke the range just like that. We came up, created the middle, came here, created equal highs. What's the next move? We're gonna take this out, come mitigate out of here, and come higher. It's identical to this. Are you telling me their markets run by algorithm? I am. So if I were to enter, I'm not really looking to enter right now because I trade New York, but I could enter a small, what I call research position somewhere in this area for sell to buy, and we'll see. Now here, what's an order block again? Who wrote it down? Last candle gets engulfed in balance. So entry number one, possible. Might get dirty and come pick this one instead. If on let's say on 5-minute or 2-minute, there is like a small IFC in there. I haven't researched there because the market's not there yet. But I really like this one much better because this is where the move started from. And it still left a bunch of imbalance. So I think this is just noise in between, and it will actually come lower to this one. Regardless, when it gets there, I'll be watching. So these are the two areas I'll be looking to have a schematic, to have a divergence, to have a break of structure, to have a break of order flow, to have anything that indicates that now we're ready to turn around. If this low is broken, then my friends, we are bearish all the way on 4 hours. So we're still bullish on daily, but we're bearish on 4 hours, and that's pretty damn huge. I don't think it will happen, but who knows, right? So this is the areas that I would look for Tuesday morning. Tuesday, London, Tuesday morning. All right, cool. Let's go next trade. GU obviously needs no introduction. That was the trade of the week. It was super nasty, super hard to see. I entered early. I got stopped out by like 5 pips. I got angry and did something I don't do. I right away entered right back in, and it just happened to drop like crazy right after that. So, you know, guilty as charged, but I perfectly did my analysis that I do my analysis. We're about to talk about order flow. The order flow was broken for me, and then as of expecting, the liquidity grab, which happened, and then I found my I think it was like I want to say like 30 seconds. I found my IFC, and it's just tipped out because it traded New York, right? So it was here, so I just got tipped out, and it came down, and then I re-entered literally on the tip of this wick into the sell, and the rest is history. Okay, so I want to show one more trade before we go into concept of order flow, institutional order flow. So this was a beautiful schematic. Funny how Mike Azevedo had the same schematic without knowing it. But my baby is divergence. Again, if you've been on my stream before, what's going on? It's not so easy to spit order blocks. Spot. I was like, what do you mean? All right. No, you're good. It is once you train your eye, and I'll show you. It is once you train your eye. It's not that hard. It's really not. Institutionally funded candle IFC, not IFS. Okay, so this was NASDAQ, and I started marking this out as a Wyckoff accumulation when it came to this area, and grabbed all the liquidity. So I marked it out, and I said, here's your range. okay? And it's NASDAQ. So if I love NASDAQ, and if NASDAQ, it's wild, right? It's really wild. So I'm still not 100% convinced it's going to be fully accumulation, but we'll see. Right now it's perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm in profit. I'm happy. So we got this, and then we're playing with the lows. As you can see, we're making lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. And here's the fact. Here's the fact. Why the hell? What am I looking for? Oh, yeah. Right. So once again, as we're making these lower lows, what's RSI doing? Making higher lows, indicating that this is false move, that we are actually accumulating, and this is manipulation as opposed to redistributing. Also, it doesn't look like redistribution to me. So, and the ultimate, I mean, this was so many ways you could enter this. I'm about to go over them, but my ultimate weapon is divergence. So, of course, I saw this. I mean, if you know divergence, this is not that hard to see. It is not that hard to see that this one's making lower lows because it's taking liquidity. This one's mitigating and making higher lows now, right? So it's time to go. So this is where I stacked 6 entries. Actually, I was late, to be honest, and I stacked them higher. And then most of them, except for one that was here, hit stop loss and profit, but this one's still in. And as I stack, the lower you go, the higher the lot. So I'm still happy. We're happy. But you could have entered over here before this one got drawn out. This was just way, way safer than this entry. But this entry came from break of eternal structure and a shift of an order flow, which I'm gonna go in. I'll just see. Do I want to go Bitcoin before we go into order flow, or do you guys don't care about Bitcoin? Let's do Bitcoin. All right, cool. Yeah, Bitcoin sell. I mean, Bitcoin was a classic redistribution on Thursday. So it was fun. Let me remember, because it was, I think I got to Bitcoin way over here on Monday. Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah. I got to Bitcoin on Monday or Tuesday, something. Let me remember it. Oh, yeah. Okay. What did I just say? This is, I mean,
There's multiple reasons that's a good trade. We got structure.
but precision. Damn, boy. But it's also, look, it's also like a solution. I had several areas marked out. This was one. There was a higher one, I think, all the way over here. And there's one over here as well. So I had 3 entries. One here, and one here. The first entry worked out, so wasn't the biggest entry. The lower the entry, the smaller stop loss. I mean, lot for me, but hey, it's Bitcoin, when you move 2,000 pips, even small entry can add up very fast. And when you move almost 10,000 pips, You don't need really much at all. You can go half, you can go half a lot on Bitcoin, and after moving 10,000, you're 5,000 in profit. Shit. Yeah. So no need for big lots on Bitcoin. It's just crazy. So yeah, so the entry was based on Wyckoff 1, based on divergence with Ethereum. If I remember correctly, maybe I'm coming up with shit now. Based on order flow, based on the order block, but
That's order flow 101 right there.
oh yeah. Order flow is clear to me. Yeah. That's what I usually do when I'm alone and nobody's watching, is I do order flow. It's dangerous. It can lead to losses if you don't understand. All right, so let's learn some order flow, institutional order flow, because a lot of people are confused what it is. Who's confused what it is? I'm not. Oh, there was also a gold trade too. That was also order flow actually. Hey, we all started somewhere, right?
Hmm.
We all started somewhere. All right, so order flow. Okay, so why is it called institutional order flow? Lots of people think, and I had this big argument with Johan the other day, because he thinks it's pretty much internal structure. And while that kind of is true, it's not entirely true, because like you only consider significant order blocks or institutionally funded candles. So if we look at this lag on gold, right? This lag right here. By the way, the sell on gold happened, and both Mike and myself, we were looking at possible distribution schematic here or distribution schematic here. The reason it didn't get there is because we decided to come to the second and execute the second model, which is called a breaker. For those of you who are my students, you know what the breaker is. If you don't, that means we still haven't had the one-on-one discussing um, the breaker. But it came to the breaker and it came to a supply demand area. And after this huge signal of weakness, it just shifted the order flow. And this is pretty much on gold the only way you knew that it's not going to get to, it's not going to get above this line ever, ever. So anyway, but having said that, so if you look at this lag here, right, there's a common pattern, and the common pattern is you see these impulses up, mitigations, impulses up, mitigations, impulse up, mitigate. But all of these, after they get mitigated, they are untouched, right? These are untouched. Market keeps breaking the highs, but it's not breaking the lows. No significant lows are broken. It's barely retracing. It keeps moving up, right? So if I were to do, okay, don't blow your heads off yet. This is not a retail trend line. This is called a momentum trend line. So if you don't pay attention to trend line, but more pay attention on order block that makes the new high, order block that makes the new high, order block that makes the new high, right? And then this is the last order block right here that makes a new high. Now pay attention closely. This order block here, the true order block, again, what's in the order block? Last candle, I guess, engulf and bounce, right? First of all, if the order block gets mitigated, it becomes liquidity, because they don't need to come back to it anymore. They're already mitigated. They're not in drawdown. So if people are putting stop losses underneath it, they're going to get wrecked because it's liquidity when the time comes. Second of all, a lot of times it doesn't even come back to it. We can say that it might or might have not come back to it here. I don't think it did. Regardless, first thing, after this order block made a high, we kill it. This is killed. We took it. Second thing, after the order block is killed, we have failed to make a new high. And then we broke another low, right? We made a new low. And third of all, it comes to some kind of institutionally funded candle above liquidity, which has now formed over here. And because it did a 101 today, I actually know that it came to the order block in this wick on 30 seconds. I don't know if I can scroll that far to show you, but it did. I don't lie. Yeah. But anyway, there's two entries of the order flow shift. One is aggressive, which is why I got in earlier, actually, and I was cool with that. And one is safer, which is this one that happened. So, because sometimes, here's the thing, if you go in on an aggressive entry, you could lose. But if you're going with a safer entry, you might not get an entry. Pick and choose your poison. Make your choice. I was like, I tried to do Saul voice. I don't know. All right, so here, one more time. This is very clear distribution here that just had a very late test, but you know, without that, just looking at this, three steps to order flow. First, find the order block that makes the latest high. Watch until it gets broken, which one way you can tell is if we're breaking this trend line and then retesting, and essentially we break that last order block. Then find the lag that is still safe to say is the lag, which is starting here, this lower high, to here. So this is the lag I need to find an IFC in, possibly, if better, liquidity. So you find the liquidity, and then you try to find the order flow, and you get in, or the order flow, the IFC, and you try to get in, right? So that's how you get in. Why are you drawing all these lines? All right. So I got in here earlier, like literally in here, because I thought it's gonna be right above this, and it did this, and I just got out and I never got this. So I didn't get this. Actually I did, but that was a bad entry that I don't like showing because it was like right here. It was something different. It came to this order block. So this is one thing that, again, kind of a secret sauce. If you have an order block that never got mitigated out of, and it gets killed like this with either imbalance or a hidden base, hidden candle, it will always get mitigated from the other side. So, but that's just something different. Main important thing, it's a three-step process. Find the last candle the last order block that creates the highest high, wait for it to be broken, find an IFC in their retracement. So it works everywhere. Now, it works when you know where the area, like let's say you defined your IPO or what's it called? What am I looking for? What's the word? What, the area of interest. You find it, and then you look for an order flow shift. So in here, once again, look at this, right? We're here, we know that we're bearish, right? We know that we're bearish. We know that this is a retracement to make some kind of a test. So yes, you're expected to come here maybe and have a test of a distribution. But what if it doesn't get there? Well, look for order flow shift. Here's how, right? Find the last order block that made the high. Where is it? Well, you could say it's right here, right? This thing here, or maybe some people think maybe it's this. I think it's this here that launches this and creates the new high temporarily here, right? That you could have not caught because you were expecting to get in higher. Wait for it to get broken. Where does this get broken? Right here. Awesome. Okay, now you're in the slag. Find the institutionally founded candle. Find the order block. Where's liquidity? Right here. Okay. Where's the order block? Technically, it's here, but yeah, if you thought it was this last candle, you would have missed out again. But it's this hidden thing. All right, so I got 1 minute. Dude, this is so cool. This is absolutely nuts. It's this little wick. It's this right here is this little,
Yep.
whatever this candle is, little hammer down. Maybe not. Anyway, you get the drift. You get the drift. Might need to get even smaller. Now here's the thing. If you miss, that's fine, right? If you miss the entry, you didn't lose anything. You just missed it. It's okay. Sometimes you miss. I never think about it like it sucks, but hey, you didn't lose anything. And then you can keep going, and it works on the buy side the same way. All right, I'm getting tired of this one. Yeah, let's look at that NASDAQ that I was saying with divergence, the one that happened here. So look. And this one, sometimes it matches with structure. I'm gonna try to delete everything here. Okay, so look. All right, look. All right. This is the order block, right? That led to this low. Then that led to this low. This led to this low. So again, you could draw a momentum trend line. Something like that. Cool. So this last order block here led to this low. Where does it get broken? It got broken here. Once it gets broken, we are in this leg. We have mitigation from here. And then what we do, we find the IFC. All right. What's an order block? It's the last candle that gets engulfed with imbalance. So it's here, right? So you could have gotten just wicked out if you put your stop loss right there, although with the spread, it might not have hit you. Or I'm just randomly went to 10 minutes. I don't even know why. I usually look for order flow shift on 1 minute. or you can get in on 1 minute perfectly, right? And actually, this could have been considered mitigated, whatever. So, oh, that's, by the way, that's the aggressive one, right? This is the aggressive entry. The safe entry is once, so this is the aggressive entry, but here, besides the fact that this last order block was taken, right? The other thing is this is also in this case a structural break. So it also is internal structure break. So you could have done this. But once again, if you miss it, don't despair. This leads to this. It breaks this structure. So now we're in this leg. Wait for retracement and get in. Now there was divergence and Wyckoff and everything, and 12,775 level and Fibonacci of 71, and it like everything here was saying buy. So you could have entered this in many ways, but today's topic is order flow, so I'm just showing that. Been working on this before. Yeah, could have gotten in this to get that. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot. With the JPY pairs, I don't recommend order flow shifting. I recommend everything else is not order flow shift, because JPY pairs is a chopping. Chops. Just from back testing, I know that it just sucks on JPY pairs.
Chef pairs too.
Well, there you go. CHF pairs as well.
Mhm.
I don't ever trade that, so I absolutely have no idea. You can tell me.
Yeah.
I think I traded that once in my life when I was listening to Zach McDonald still, and you know, after 50 pips in profit after a week, I said, you know what, I'm done. I'm done. I am done with CHF. It's easier to watch my daughter grow up. She's way faster than CHF.
Well, she grows like 3 inches a month. So
You know, okay, I'm gonna take some questions. What's why? What's the why towards? What's the question? What's why Heath?
re-ask your question, sir.
Why what? Why I don't like CHF pairs? Because it moves slower than paint dries. Like you know, volume and volatility is air for traders, air for me. I can't breathe, in the words of someone I know. Yeah. So here's the super clear example on AudioSD of order flow shift. Took a while, but oh, it was a while ago. Oh, like 8 minutes ago. Yeah, yeah. Nah. Yeah, like I said, that 1 minute wasn't. It already mitigated. Which is why I said sometimes you miss. All I know is that I got in later on a safer entry in this case. Usually I rush in and just go on a aggressive entry, because sometimes it doesn't give me, but on the re-entry here, I was able to, you know, stack a shit ton. I gave you so many opportunities, including this one afterwards, which is like today, I guess. I did. No, 3 p.m. Yeah. So also with the order flow shift, like you got to practice. The main important thing is to have the order block taken out that led to the break of structure. And that's about it. After that, it's you trying to find the perfect entry. And again, NASDAQ is wild, right? Sometimes, so I think with NASDAQ, this thing was the true order block. Okay. And they did mitigate out of it and had a reaction and then just decided to just be nasty and wick it out again. Right? That's what I think. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. You you don't just look for order flow at a random place. You look at it. So a lot of times, so a lot of times here's the here's the scoop, right? Market's going on its jolly way and then it breaks structure. So when you break structure, you either wait for the source entry or the breaker entry. But what if market comes like, let's say, to here where previous liquidity was, and your order block is here, a little higher, and it starts slowing down, right? Like each time it makes a high, it's like exhausting itself, is what's called exhaustion, right? And then it does this. And your pending was all the way here, and you just miss out. And that's when you use order flow. That's what helped gold. Because it didn't reach the distribution area. It didn't reach it. But if you go on a smaller time frame, you'd have seen a smaller distribution developing earlier, and you would have seen the order flow shift. So you understand that algorithms getting smarter too, and that there's people that know smart money like we do. So they do some crazy stuff. They understand where the orders are sitting. So if there's a lot of sellers are waiting above, they don't want to give them the opportunity to get in. Otherwise, they need to create more schematic and whatnot. But let's say, and I'm just giving you an example. Let's say there's a news event coming up over here on USD. So if they do it, they need to do it now because later they can't hide it behind the news or something, right? Or they can do whatever they want, right? Or there's a different bank that is shopping around there because remember, institutions, they're not all in the same pack. They're not like, there's not an alliance of banks as far as I know, right? So banks still compete with other banks and hedge funds and all. They're not after you and I. We don't count. We're collateral damage. So if they know that the orders are sitting over here, they don't want to give you the opportunity, so they just crank it earlier. So the market does two things. One, it does a bunch of shakeouts, right? Shakeouts, Wyckoff, shakeouts, blah, 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 to get rid of the people who are selling too early. Or they just range the market until people lose interest. And after they range the market, they just drop it. Is one of two things. So that's exactly what happened with gold, but you could have seen it by using order flow. So for sure, order flow needs to be looked at in your areas of interest, points of interest, right? In your point POIs, that's the word I was looking for. POI. POI. In your POIs is where you look. Is where you look. All right, with GU, man, this is just weird. What it's doing, but not too weird. On a higher time frame, I can tell you, I think we are not done dropping it. Just like in EU, I don't think we're done, but in EU, we have the previous example. In the case of GU, I'm still sharing my screen, right?
Yes.
Just got scared for a second. In the case of GU, I don't think we're done because of a lot of reasons. One, because I didn't get my 1 to 100 and market cares about what I think. Just kidding. Yeah, no. I think they're redistributing one more time. I think they will either come take Asian highs, previous Asian highs, and come to this wick, if you can see, and people will say, oh, it's a middle of the candle, it's an 80 level, blah, 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 blah. No, what I say, if we have, actually, this hidden base is here too. If we have disrespected this order block here on a small time frame, we're gonna come back to it from the other side always. Two, from backtesting all last week, almost 100% of the time when market does redistribution, which I think this is what it is, when market does redistribution, it has the UT at the breaker, when it has the UT and then just breaks down, right? So that's one reason I think GU is gonna just and second reason, right? We usually form our low of the week by Tuesday, London. So I think Tuesday London will be the shakeout that will finally reach either this or all the way over here. Why all the way over here? Of course, could be here too. But why do I like this area in particularly? Is because of higher time frame. Look where that lower line is, right? It's actually no, even lower. Hang on. Ah, yes. The beauty. Potential areas for turnaround just been marked up. So I think it might come here, and then it could get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, or finally here. This is the final part. This is an extreme, and I love extremes because extremes give you the most risk to reward. They're also the most probable. And reason being, if you look at the legs, where does the leg start on this 4 hour? The leg starts right here. And that leads to this higher high. On a smaller time frame, these lower, higher lows matter, but on this time frame, they don't. This is not anything of a retracement. This is barely anything. We need a significant retracement from this point in order to make it counts. If this is broken, we're bearish. If this is not broken, we're still bullish. So this right now is doing the complex pullback, and it just depends how low it's gonna go. It might just do this. I don't know. EU for me is very clear trade setup. EU. GU is kind of still iffy, and I am still in big profit, so I'm cool. And the funny thing is NASDAQ, I'm in a buy, so GU is losing money right now, but NASDAQ is gaining money, so I'm cool either way. And I'm holding it from all over there. So here, we'll just have to monitor, which is why, by the way, I think it was Wyckoff person that said, when do you trade? Or do you trade all day? Can you make a living? So I said, the reason I think New York is the best time to trade, not because because London is the most liquidity or the crossover is the most liquidity, of course, but New York is the easiest to trade in my opinion because one, you get to see what Asia does, and two, you get to see what London does. And if you know anything about bid the market maker strategy or Asian lows and highs, typically there's patterns where if you take an Asian low, in London, then you go into mitigate that and go up at New York and so forth. Or there's a bunch of different ones, right? If you take one side and the second side, then it's probably going to go the third way, and so forth. So yeah, so that's where I'm looking. Like if we get um if we get to this area, what am I going to be looking for? Must switch to 5 minutes and must start looking for an order flow shift for my sell to buy. Um, I think we are right now approaching the supply demand area though at 1.4000000000. And so there's a possibility we might just do nothing there. Or right above or right below. So we'll see. We'll see what it does. But I think we're gonna take the previous Asian and then come even higher because if Asia starts out, early Asia starts out bullish, London typically continues the movement, and then come mid London or up to New York crossover, we usually have a bounce and go the other way. So yeah, so this is would be the time to look for order flow shift. And when you catch it, ride this puppy all the way to here. And the advantage of being in a trade and holding it from your original entry here is the fact that you get to try all these entries. If you lose this one, you make up for it in there. You can take some off and not lose anything, and then finally, let's say it reacts from this one and you enter and you see that it's going your way now, then you can close this entry completely and be in the brand new buy that is amazing in a healthy hedge. All right. Let's talk about one more trade. This killed me on Wednesday. I can't remember why anymore. Oh, because I was looking for a buy in here and it killed me. Um, I recognize this as a failed, or was it here? Maybe it was here. I recognize this as a failed distribution and as a very nasty accumulation. And I just thought this was the shakeout, and it matched my order block over there, but it decided to come and make equal lows instead for later. Um, and yep, took me out. So, I don't lose much money when I lose, so still sucks because I was wrong, and I wasn't wrong in my analysis. I guess, was a little bit impatient with it, with Asian trading as opposed to waiting for the good time to trade. It is what it is. Um, then it did the opposite, obviously, of GU, which makes total sense. AU was going down, GU was going down, so GA is gonna go up. All right. Yeah. Any questions on anything you guys seen today? I hope this was helpful. Oh, BT coin, BT USD. Kun Lee, just put your questions in the Q&A so we can see them faster. Bitcoin. Didn't reach my 39.5. Gotta reach my 39.5. Yeah, what's your question? All right, so let's look. First and foremost. Let's see. No divergences. We're bearish. We could be going bullish. This is Wyckoff. Okay, so think about in terms of structure first and foremost. So once again, I believe this is redistribution and we got more downside. If you're looking at structure, let's look first 4 hours. What do we got? I'm gonna delete everything. Boom. And I'm gonna get rid of Asian session. All right, cool. All right, so what do we see? We see a bunch of liquidity broken and mitigated out of here. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is ginormous liquidity pool here. Right, I see this area is first, like this 39.5, 39.6 is where, if anything, we're gonna get a reaction. I don't think this is it. We're pretty bullish right now. Doesn't mean shit, excuse my language. So what do you see? This is 4 hours. This is a slingshot candle that led to all of this. Okay, so that is the candle that maintains bearishness on 4 hours. What else do you see? Again, remember what I always say, become an analyst. Is there significance of why these equal highs here? Yeah, stretch this. What do you see? You see resistance and support for retail, right? They're going to be selling right here. So is it so hard to believe your setup that it's going to come here, bounce, give them hope, bounce and retest? We're selling because we're retail traders and we think this is resistance. Rack it, mitigate out of our AFC and drop it underneath here to grab liquidity. So if you're in Bitcoin, I would plan a sell at least now, the way price action is now, and this is 4 hours in this area. Just look at 1 hour, same thing. More than that, you got liquidity that was taken here. So this is definitely that where the institutions got in. Now it's confirmed. All right, cool. Let's go to 15 minutes. What do we see? All of this is mitigated through. There's nothing significant here. And there's small IFCs here, but that's part of the chop and stuff. Like I don't trust any of this. Okay, so let's look at our area. What can you see in this area? Okay. I see the smaller supply and demand zone in here, and I see a perfect order block. What's an order block? Last candle that gets engulfed by imbalance right there. Fucking demand zone. Nope. DP. Right? I would so it's this black candle. That gets engulfed by imbalance. To me, everything else has been taken care of. This is all clean. These wicks took care of mitigation out of here, out of here. Maybe if you go on smaller time frame, you can find something here. But for me, this is good enough entry. You know, the stop loss here is 300 pips. If this is too much for you on Bitcoin, go smaller time frame. Go in what Mike says, 50% and 80%. You know, figure it out. But that's right there is where if I'm not in Bitcoin and I was looking to do something with Bitcoin, that's where I play. Good. So here's your top down analysis. It started from 4 hours. Here's your simple structure. And then, you know, if you don't want to go by this, when it comes above this line, look for order flow shift, just in case it decides to shift before. Look for Wyckoff schematic, look for, you know, reaction, break a structure in smaller time frame, whatever it is. You mean hedge, not edge? I will edge my buy. Trim the mean. All right, so yeah, that's your Bitcoin. You talked me into it. I'm gonna put my research position on Bitcoin. Possibly. Any other questions, guys? Well, I'm still nice today. Any charts you want to see? SAP file. This man doesn't play around. He's like, man, I hate SAP. Have you been on Mike now Red stream? The guy, man. So, okay, so just like NASDAQ, to me, there's a bearish breaker GJ 1 hour. Yeah, we're not there yet. It's coming there. It's coming close to bearish breaker. I see it. So on the breaker, the way we enter is not off the first reaction, but we wait for the second reaction. And then we come here. It could be here, it could be in this hidden base, it could be underneath mitigation, but breaker is the two touch, not on the first touch. But yeah, there is a breaker. You're right. You're correct. And yeah, if I am looking for a sell on GJ, I'm looking in the, like for a pending, I'm looking at this extreme right here. I'm putting a house over here. If I thought this is a sell, but I feel like it needs to go to my stacks over here. So I'm looking for it to get here before I buy. So this could be a very excellent sell somewhere from here or from here. Or if you can find the breaker entry here, sure. What is it? What was the SAP, right? SPX 500. Yeah, man. So I think this is at least at this time accumulation. If it turns into redistribution, we could very well turn into redistribution when it gets here. But I think throughout the night, we're probably going to be bullish on all indexes. And then during open, we're going to take a poop again, is what I think. Yeah, I don't know why you're looking for SAP when clearly we got NASDAQ being way more bullish to SAP and US 30. NASDAQ is way better right now for a buy. Me and SAP aren't friends. We don't like each other. She never burnt me. She just scary. Scary bitch. Scary bitch SAP. Alright. Oh man. On a small time for that's a real big FU there. So we just shifted in order flow too, right? So now we have broken this last order block and then mitigated from here. So if we break this, this is almost certainly going bullish, but again, it's too early for me to tell from this price action what's going on. I think this is all clean, and I like the way it's moving right now. It's very dangerous, like because it could just do this and keep going, thus making the redistribution. I shared the schematics, guys, in Mike's stream. Yeah, I'll go for EG Rami. Where is it? Where is it? Champions, my friend. Yep. I shared the schematics, so somewhere in the chat for redistribution. So if SAP is starting to look like this one, for instance, because it kind of does start to look like this one, then I'll be very careful. If this comes here. But right now we're definitely bullish because we need to build liquidity essentially. Because right now we took all the liquidity down, and so people are not going to be buying here because they don't think this is support resistance because it's already been taken. So they need to create it here and take it to the upside before going down for lower liquidity if there's one. Or they will range it more to make liquidity here. So for now, as it is, there is no entry. There is no entry for SAP on for me here, right? Nowhere, like nowhere where we are. Like you could try a sell, but again, like I don't see a clear sell other than I would need to see a schematic form here or maybe in here somewhere for me to take a sell. And if you're not in a buy already, I wouldn't get in now either because it's just very not volatile. There's no volume in the market, so you can't really figure out what's going on.
Just a little side note for S&P 500. Speaking of volatility, we've got 267 companies releasing earnings on Tuesday and Wednesday, so that could cause some shakeup. So be lookout for that.
Yeah. So right now, obviously, if you just go at least by structure, we clearly took the low. So now we're in a retracement stage. So I do believe that somewhere here is where we're gonna turn around, and that this is gonna turn into redistribution because we got we've been bullish for a second. We got time to retrace. There's targets. And where did we come? Yeah, we made more liquidity area here. And we could mitigate here, we could mitigate here. This is where it all started, right? So this lag here is actually, what is it? Look at 4-hour. So again, if I drag this here, what do you see? This is why we bounced. There's a ton of buyers sitting at this level. This is the level of supply demand. So this basically means that so again, think about how institutions trade, right? They got in here and they cranked the market to slam it through this first level of support resistance. Right here, right? They slammed it down through here, and then this wick came here, and then there's this giant level here again. They don't have enough power, enough juice. So don't have enough juice, they need to grab the juice from somewhere, need to grab gas. Just like your car, if it goes uphill, it's gonna run out of gas much faster. It needs to get the fuel to keep going. So there's a ton of orders. This was good enough for so long. So now what they're doing is they're going to do something like this. Boom. You grab liquidity. That liquidity, those sell stops turn into buys. those buys is what they need to cover their sells. So they take those buys and they come lower. To where? To the source of this whole shenanigans that started at 3,700. So with SAP, this is what I think is happening. That's my story, sticking to it. So on a smaller time frame right now, we're in accumulation. But like I said, if you're not in and you're just getting in now, and then you're just struggling with FOMO, I can recommend a great psychologist. He's looking at you. His name is Ryan Bielefeld.
Come see the call on Friday.
Yeah, exactly. Q&A. But yeah, so yep, this is what I think is happening. That's, to me, this makes total sense, right? And this, again, I'm analyzing. I'm not making any assumption. This is what I see. Right? There's no reason for them to go higher right now. There's all the reasons in the world to do what I just said. Cool. Yeah, so I would wait till this happens. You know, it might give you something like this, and you could get in on the retracement, or you might watch an order flow when you get to this line, and you might crank it at the very top and become an elite sniper. You're welcome. All right, guys, if you guys got any value, press some ones into the chat. You know, again, all the tags on Instagram is there if you want to join us, if you want to join have any questions for indicator or for the boot camp. Yeah, just, you know, don't be shy, ask questions. If I have time, I'll answer. All right. Take care, guys. Tip your waitresses, and good night.